Bloodborne is one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had in gaming. It is a game that I love with all my soul. However, it wasn't always like that. Have you ever had a game that you love now but one that you used to hate? Well, for me, that game is Bloodborne. It's a game that I literally had to quit because of how frustrating it was in other reasons. It's a game that I didn't understand at first, and I had to give up on it. But why? To understand why I quit and how Bloodborne literally changed gaming for me, I'm gonna tell you my story with this game. The year is 2019. I had just finished playing Red Dead 2 in the summer, one of the best games of all time. And I was looking for a game to fill the void that the story of Arthur Morgan had left in me. October was just around the corner and I wanted something spooky and creepy that would really put me in the Halloween mood so I could play it at night and feel the goosebumps and all that. I had a PlayStation and I had seen numerous praises for the game called Bloodborne, which some people really loved. Up till now, my experience with gaming was very cinematic. I had tried many types of game, but I was always drawn into the cinematic experiences like Uncharted, Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, and The Last of Us. Keep this in mind throughout the video because it is crucial for the understanding of why I ended up quitting the game. And yes, as you can see, I really enjoy the PlayStation exclusives. Bloodborne was probably the only game left for me in the PlayStation catalog. I bought the game and I booted it up, not knowing what I was gonna face. I just knew that it had really cool architecture with an atmospheric city such as Yharnam and that my purpose was to slay the beasts. The first thing that you had to do was create your character. Trust me, I can't believe what I'm about to say, but I was so disappointed with the graphics of Bloodborne. It's something that I've come to appreciate now and I love it. Even if I see them today, I think that they're incredible graphics. It might be the best looking game out of the FromSoft catalog. But imagine being young me. A guy who literally was used to playing games which one of the main highlights was how incredible they looked, the way that the characters walked, how they could interact with their surroundings, and the epic cinematic moments that they offered. Imagine going from this to this. During that time, games also used to push the graphical limits with every release, so I was kinda disappointed when I saw that Uncharted 3 had better graphics than Bloodborne. It was surreal to me that a game from 2015 could look worse than one that came out in 2011. I cannot believe I had those thoughts back then. Now, I think that Bloodborne is one of the best looking games that I've played because of its atmosphere and art direction. Anyway, the game started and I really liked the cutscenes and mystery surrounding the game. Like I said, I bought it for a Halloween night and I was loving the creepy vibes it gave me. I was lost, but it felt engaging that way. I proceeded to face my first enemy, the werewolf. I was super confident I could kill him, so I went up to him and boom, he died. I woke up in the hunter's dream. I got the saw cleaver, my favorite weapon of the game, and I went back for that wolf. I finally beat it, and that's where I got to see the streets of Yharnam. I killed the British people around and I started climbing the ladder. Then I heard this. That creeped me out so bad. That moment was so cool to me. I heard an uncomfortable scream in the distance, without knowing what it was or if it was even supposed to happen. It is, to this day, one of the most iconic moments I've had with these games. I made it to my first lantern and met Gilbert. He gives you some information about the healing church and the hunt, but I was still so confused. Regardless, now I knew that I needed to go to the healing church, and I started making my way through the chaos of Yharnam. Did I die? Yes, a lot. Maybe too many times for my liking. But I was learning how the enemies attacked and how to avoid them, while also strategizing my plan on how to take them out. If I were to face them all at once, it would be game over. I also love that the NPCs were sending me away. They were treating me like a stranger, and that felt personal because I was a stranger. I was someone who had never played a game like this, and someone who didn't understand how anything worked. But I was confident I could beat the night and become the best hunter. I continued exploring the convoluted streets of Yharnam and I found the sewers before meeting the cleric beast. I explored some of it, but I died many times. The game gives you no tutorials and zero instructions on what to do, how to do it, where to go. And me, coming from games that held my hand all the time, I was getting frustrated with how many times I had died. But my frustration mainly came from me having to farm the blood vials. The game gives you a small amount of them. If you want to get more, you need to go and kill the same enemies over and over again, just to have a chance and continue your journey, hoping this time you will make it further. While I was frustrated with the farming, I was getting incredibly excited because every time I was doing a bit better than the last attempt. The level of trust this game provides is phenomenal, and unlike other games in the series, not unfair. After a while, I decided to follow the main path and I came across a shortcut next to the bridge that leads to the cleric beast. That felt awesome. I had died and spent so many vials trying to get across that part that it felt incredibly satisfying to have a way to avoid it. And not only it was useful, it was something that I found with my own exploration, something that I earned. I never looked for guides of the game or anything like that. Finally, I was about to cross the bridge and I got to the cleric beast. What a cool intro. The cleric beast just jumps the wall and starts making its way to you. And the sound that you heard way before in the ladder, it was a beast this whole time. I was creeping out, but I went and fought it and I died, probably in less than a minute. I was already dead and I barely did any damage. Long story short, I died probably like 7 times. In a game where you have to farm your heals, it was hell. For some reason, I continued the game. I actually died only once to Father Gascoigne, which is impressive seeing that many people beat the cleric beast super easily but then quit the game with Father Gascoigne. Even though I was having fun and making progress, I wasn't understanding anything and that threw me off too. I was used to having this story explained with cutscenes, characters telling me everything and all that. I didn't have that in this game. I was dying a lot, but something kept on bringing me back to it. I was handling my own pretty well even like that, or so I thought, because then I arrived at Old Yarnum. It was the most frustrating experience. It was an incredibly hard level for me, with Jorah constantly shooting at you, beasts all over the place, another hunter trying to kill me, and one of the longest runbacks I've ever seen. I was overwhelmed. I don't know why, but I managed to make my way until the Bloodstar Beast. It's funny that back then I didn't recognize the boss fights, but now I know when I see a boss arena even before I enter it. I just saw a weird looking creature that was running towards me, and I got scared. You guessed it, I died. Did that stop me? No. I tried again, and I died. Over and over again. The Bloodstar Beast seemed impossible for me. It not only was incredibly erratic, but it also had poison. I couldn't deal with that. I died more times than I could count, and like I just said, with one of the hardest runbacks to the boss, I was losing hope. There's a shortcut that lets you skip the cathedral with some beasts, but even like that I had to deal with Jorah, which by the way I tried killing but never managed to, with werewolves and many other creatures around the level. Now, I know that there's another shortcut but I never knew about it. And I know that I could have also summoned Alfred for the fight, but I never knew it back then. The game never told me I could do so, so I went alone and I ran out of blood vials again. I went back to farm 20 more to be ready for the fight. I came back to hunt down the Bloodstar Beast, but sadly, Destiny didn't want me to win that day. So I lost. Not only my entire supply of blood vials, Molotov cocktails, all my souls and the antidotes, but also my will to continue this game. Even though I died many more times against the cleric beast, deep inside me I knew I could beat it, but this one straight up seemed impossible, like a mountain I could never climb, and I quit. Never in my entire life had I quit a game because of its difficulty. Probably because I had never played a game as demanding and confusing as this one, but I gave up on Bloodborne. I got so frustrated and felt so helpless that I ended up hating it, and I uninstalled the game for good. I gave up on Bloodborne. And during that time, I actually ended up playing Sekiro. Even though it was hard, I beat it, which is a story for another day. I saw that many people consider Sekiro the hardest of them all, so my ego took over me. I was like, how's it possible that I beat Ishin, the goddamn sword saint, but I couldn't hunt the Bloodstar Beast? So, after a year, I installed it again, and the rest is history. With the knowledge that I had acquired, I ended up finally beating the Bloodstar Beast. I went on and completed the game. So literally hold it as one of the best games I've ever played and my favorite in the series. And that's how Bloodborne changed gaming for me. It made me realize that sometimes graphics are not the most important thing in a game. That animations can look a bit weird but still have an awesome gameplay. That some stories are better when you look for them and figure them out on your own. And that games that respect you as a player are sometimes more rewarding than those who guide you and hold your hand until the end. It made me addicted to this kind of game. I've beaten Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Last P, Lords of the Fallen, you name it, the list goes on. Bloodborne made me appreciate this genre and it turned it into one of my favorites. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing. It's free and it would help me a lot. It would mean the world to me. I want you to tell me down in the comments which was your first Souls experience and what did you think of it. I am genuinely interested in that. I'll make an actual review of Bloodborne soon, so stay tuned for that. Because I talked about my experience with the game, but I would like to make an actual analysis on it. Thank you so much for watching. I am the Valley Knight, and I'll see you in the next video.